So hi guys, so right now I'm going to this event of perfumery training. So I will heading towards there and I will update you and show you how as it goes. But right now I'll see you in a couple of minutes, and without further ado, let's move forward. Guys, I just arrived with the place that it looks like a small suburb, as you call, and then I'll try to search the place right now, so I'll just see you in a couple of minutes. Looks weird for me, but I was looking forward for it, and as I arrive in the place, and I'll update you guys and see you soon and see you around.
You're going to make your own signature perfume. Why should these big stars are the only ones who can do it? So we're going to, as I said, you're going to make 2 bottles of perfume. Generally speaking, the first one is a bit difficult. The second one makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to start off with a bit of history and a bit of sort of beginning, so you don't have to remember all that. But I will tell you when I want you to start to concentrate. These initials one, you can just pick it up and use it at dinner parties. So, yeah. Guys, the first documented perfume was started around about 6000 BC. It was the Egyptian civilization, and they used them extensively. Actually, they were the first people who take a flower, distill it, and go away from the flower and still recognize the oil as the flower. So the first people to do that. And the Egyptian used the oil as a religious ceremonies, burial ceremonies, and an ordinary everyday use. And for a long time, it stayed around about what it is. When I'm talking about thousands of years. So the things didn't really improve until about 800 AD, where the Arab civilization in the Middle East started to actually distill these perfumes. Now, the Middle East is very fortunate in that they have a lot of different flowers, and also where they are, it's en route between Asia and Europe. So in those days, everything used to go through there. So they were exposed to herbs and spices, and for example, the bergamot was never known in Europe until it came from Asia. So they distilled that, they perfected that. As a matter of fact, we still use the same distillation as they were doing at 800 AD. So things didn't really change, except it remained as the essential oil right up to about the 19th century, the late 19th century, where the improvement or the change came about via chemistry. And the chemistry where they actually changed the structure of the fragrance. For example, I'm not going to hark upon chemistry, but you have a straight chain. If you bend that and link it together to form a ring, and that fragrance, whatever, I have a competition here, whatever fragrance it was, it will give it a musk of overtone. And the perfume houses got hold of this, and they started actually changing all the fragrance, and they kept it to themselves because they didn't patent that, because the only way you can tell the whole world about it by patent that. So they didn't do it, and they kept it to themselves. And perfume houses from Chanel, etc., they continue on doing that. So don't worry about the prescription, don't worry about the formulation, because it's not it. Even they write it down, it's not it. Now, what happens when we walk past a flower or a petrol station or at a barbecue where we smell the barbecued sausage from way far away? What happens in that circumstances is that vapor from the source, it enters the air, and as you breathe the air, you take in that fragrance. Through the nose, in the nose it goes into a sites, that is, and the fragrance impinges on that. And from that site it goes to the brain, which is directly behind the eyes. It's called the olfactory bulb. You don't have to remember this, by the way. There's no exams at the end of this. So in that part of the brain, it deciphers and categorizes all the different fragrances. We have about 2,500 different fragrances we do. Dogs have about 6,000, and whales have about 2. So, right next to the olfactory bulb is the source of our emotion, where we laugh, cry, fall in love, etc. It's right next to the olfactory bulb. And then again, next to that, our memory. So fragrance is very much evolved, and it actually is a part of perfume, part of fragrance. You know, many a time you hear people say that my mum bought me the first perfume at the school formal. And every time I smell that perfume, I go straight back to that evening. You know, good or bad, it doesn't matter, but you go back to that source. And so this is how I mean, it's very, very briefly how we smell. Now, when you're in the shop to buy a perfume, the very first thing that you smell is what is referred to as the top note. The first thing that is the most volatile, the thing that sort of jumps out of the bottle and hits you in the nose. Again, the first thing that you walk into a room, and that top note would be the one that precedes you, or the one that announces you. You know, world, here I am. I'll tell you something, these days Chanel's are using a lot of jasmine. Be very careful with jasmine. 1 or 2 drops at a time. And this is what you smell. Now, after about 10-15 minutes or so, people who are talking to you, not so much yourself, but people who are talking to you, the fragrance changes from the top note to what is referred to as the heart note, which is slightly heavier. It doesn't jump out first, it jumps out second. So the heart note, which is the most prominent within the perfume. That's why we have so many bottles down here, the heart note. These are the top. And at the end of the evening, where all the fragrance dissipates, and you're coming home from that function, bit reflective, calmer, and that's when the base comes to play. The base is an oil. We need to add alcohol to it to propel it in the bottle. So the base is the one that stays with you and probably to the next day, and it gets rubbed off by clothes or bedding. Otherwise it stays on. So that's what the three, what's referred to as notes, a bit, if you are musically inclined, a bit like an orchestra. Symphony. I don't know anything about it, but that's what they say. Now, is there any questions about, does anybody has any questions? God, am I that good? Okay. From now on, I want you to listen. Alright? From now on, this is where the real thing is. When we start, ladies and gentlemen, we start with a bottle and we go to the base. We choose whatever base we want and we generally put what is referred to as one ampoule. This, obviously this is heavier, it comes up, you're going to wait for it until it actually sucks up all of it can. You use one of those, and then you need to come up and use generally one of each. One ampoule again of these two. They're not quite perfume, but these two items have all the ingredients that a perfume would need. For example, antioxidants, so you can prevent it from the oxygen destroying the perfume. Isopropyl myrostate, it's a good one if you want to learn for that one. Isopropyl myrostate is how it suspends the odorant. It keeps it in motion. So when you get the first spray of perfume and the last spray of the perfume are the same. Okay? It's very difficult for me to give you all those ingredients, right, for you to use, because you use them, you need to use them very minute, but exact. So we've already mixed that for you. So you need to choose one of those. I mean, there's lots of them, lots of different ones. Once you've done that, you can change it. You can change it. You can change it. You want to start with the hard note, top note. You can change it with that, or you can come into the hard note where you have lots of choices. Now, if you turn to the back of your sheet, this is an example that I have given you. Now this is, I don't know, I'm going to say this, maybe bergamot. Linda, can I get you to smell this and then pass it on, please? Now have a look at the bergamot in your sheet, and this is according to the formulation of this bergamot. Right? Now, you can follow that, you can change that, you can do whatever you like. Alright? If you do follow that, and if you like this perfume, you follow that, then you probably need to do it a couple of times to fill up the bottle. Right? Now, on the front of the sheet, there's it gives you it says perfume base, major odorant, put one ampoule, but just put one here. It donates that it's one of those things there, alright, as a full one. And you go to the major odorant and you use one of those as it says in the formulation. When it comes to this one, use it in a number of drops. You know, what's this? Santal. Then you might want 6 drops. So just put Santal 6 drops on.
I've gone with more free undertones.
What's our signature dish?
One different from it. That's what you need to choose.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't lavender go with?
Yeah.
Lavender is kind of strong.
Have a look at this, because we got room for
The smell of the jasmine.
Where, does he have the jasmine with him?
He must have a few. I think he's got Frasier.
Do you know where Ron is he going or?
So hi guys, so right now I'm done with my training and it's really a wonderful experience. Now I'm walking down the hills, so it's really wonderful, very wonderful experience to have that. I haven't even think that it's really hard job as a chemistry guy. He's really good into what he's doing, but I really have fun, and it's one of the training that I would looking forward for the next thing, or the next time. So right now I'm gonna heading towards my car, so I'll see you soon. So hi everyone, so I'm home right now and I have my finished products of what I did earlier. I will just put down the video, all the training, or this this type of training that I've been going through. Actually, that training is really interesting because it helps me a lot to understand those types of notes that I never ever think that I will be experiencing. I too study the perfumery, but I never think that, okay, in actual things is really different. It's not easy to combine all of these top notes, from top note to heart notes to base notes, and it's not easy to put on products or ingredients each perfume. I enjoyed it, but at the same time it giving me an idea to learn more about each note, and you have to think, when what I've learned from Joseph is like, when you're doing the perfume or when you're combining each notes, you have to think already the notes that you want it to come out, the results, and each notes you have to smell it and think the result that you want it to come out. Yeah, I already said that, to come out, but the things that I've learned is it's not easy. It's not easy to do those different types of notes. I had a hard time to comprehend earlier, and I'm having a hard time to stay in the room because it's really giving me a headache of different notes. There's a tons of heaps of bass notes, middle notes, and top notes that we have it there, and I'm learning different types of drops, how many drops you have to put it each perfume that you want it to elaborate or merge with other perfume. That's what I've learned, and I totally enjoy it, guys. I totally enjoy it. I've learned also Joseph is just not only a perfumery, that he is a chemistry that you have to understand. You really need to understand. It's not only a one time like mixing up, learning how to become a perfumery. It's a lot of process, and you have to learn what is the chemistry form, because there's a different type. Like for this generation right now, there's a different types of combinations of coffee, caramel. Now they put it cocoa beans, that you never even think that it will come out, and it will be or they will put it in the type of perfume. So I have this list that I put on, like I write it which type of notes that I put it all together, like how many ampule or how many drops did I I will put it in a perfume, and that's exciting in that types of training, because you will think, okay, is this good enough, or this is not enough, or is this too much? That's what I've learned from this training, and I had it fun, and I love it. I'm looking forward to hope one day I'll be invited again, or I've been in the training again, like that type of experience. But I will play the video in this later part, guys, or before this end up, to show you and giving you an idea how he explained combining different types of notes and how he will explain it. I'm sorry that I didn't take the video of how you combine it, each nose or each chemicals, because it's very dangerous, because camera is not allowed for combining all those chemicals, because it will spark, it will have a radiations from the camera to the chemicals itself. But I hope that the way that he explaining it and the way that I will showing it to you makes you feel interested, that it's not so easy to make a perfume. All of this type of perfume, they do study with the long run. I salute all those perfumery who were very, very patient doing all those type of perfume. I'm sorry about the background, ladies and gentlemen, because my children is around me playing and doing some silly things. But yeah, I hope it will help us and to appreciate all the perfume that we had. And this is what I've learned: whatever is it, the perfume that you're buying, it's represent who you are. And I do love representing who we are as a human persons, as what type of mood we have. And sometimes it remind us, or the happening before, or what is remembering us with those type of perfume. And I hope you will like with this type of video and learning experience that I had, and I'm sharing it with you guys, because it's really wonderful to share this with you, and it's really wonderful to learn this type of, as I said, it's a learning experience that I do treasure, because when I talked to Joseph, I told him I do study this perfumery, and having the actual things, it's really a wonderful experience. I will never ever forget it, because it's one of the experience that I do treasure, that I will be treasuring it. And I hope you have a great day, guys. I hope you like it, and if you do like it, please click the like and do subscribe to my channels. I'll truly appreciate if you will subscribe to my channel, and I will truly appreciate all the thing that you will help me when you subscribe. And have a wonderful day. By the way, I will do continue our lessons for perfumery, so we'll help you, not only me, and help you, ladies and gentlemen, to do that. It's not only a perfume for men and women, and also a children's or a young people that have different types of note that we can combine for them, that will not giving them a harsh chemical that we too sometimes have with an adult or niche perfume. So have a great day, guys, and I hope I'll see you again. Bye.